Hi, and thanks very much for watching another edition of Mogul Live. I'm James Pratt. We've got a very, very good guest with us coming on, Justin Levine. He's going to join in shortly. And just while I prepare to sort of introduce Justin, I'm actually going to just put up just a little bit of an intro in the background. Just for everyone. Hey, John, good to see you in the chat. Benji's in the chat. We've got a great guest coming, Justin Levine. He's coming in very soon. And to give you an idea what Justin is all about, Justin is a film producer. He's got a great run of, thanks for the thumbs up, John. Great thumbs up for Kevin's in the chat as well. But Justin, our guest, he's film producer, co-founder of CastCaller.com. So any actors watching as well, this is a great time to ask any questions about the casting side. Good to see you in the chat, Andrew, as well as Pointless Addiction. You're in the chat too. And we've also got a nice angle with Justin as well, where we can talk to him about Stardust Pictures as well. That's his other company too. So we're just going to wait for Justin to jump on the chat when he comes on. Mogulproductions.com. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Mogulproductions.com. Have a look for anyone in the community or anyone that's watching our conversation live. You can ask any questions, but you can also go to the website. And I'd really encourage you guys to sign up on the platform, get an idea. And even if you've got a question about when you sign up on the platform, you can ask during the live chat as well. So like I mentioned, our guest today, Keegan's in the chat. Good to see you, Keegan. Miss Natalie, great to see you guys. So when Justin comes in the chat, to give you an idea of Justin's films that he's sort of produced, one of the more popular ones you might have seen, Rachel Bilson, Kate Bosworth, Jason Biggs did the film Life Happens. We're going to talk about another great film that he did with James Franco in New York when he comes on. Good to see you, Andrew. And the other thing as well with what Justin's going to be able to give a little bit of an insight to is just his background with CastCaller, and from the producing side, how you offset that money, where the money goes, what actually happens from behind the scenes. Shani, good to see you. Adventures Ventures, good to see you. So again, we're just waiting for Justin to jump on the chat any minute now. Mogulproductions.com. I'd really urge you guys to go and have a look at the website and sign up to the community. It's a really really close opportunity for anyone to be able to get a front row seat to Hollywood now, to be able to get a better, more clearer way of not just investing, but also showcasing your profile. So we have this anticipation building for Justin when he's going to jump on the chat any minute. And I'm just going to see now whether he might have just snuck on the chat if we see. Let's see if we've got Justin jumping on the chat just now. Looking just to connect with Justin.
Am I there?
Justin, great to connect with you. How are you?
I'm here. Fine. Hold on. Okay, you can see me. Fine.
We were just giving you a nice introduction. You can sort of see in the background there's a couple of the films that you've done. Hi, Jesse. A couple of films that you've been producer on. We've given the audience just a bit of a lead in about yourself. Co-founder CastCaller.com. Film producer, Stardust Pictures is your company.
Who dare tell me right now? Don't call.
Andrew, so, and Justin, just with the comments coming in, feel free to answer any of them, or you guys, if you've got a question for Justin.
Yeah, I gotta check my contacts if I can see that far.
Yeah. So Justin, how's everything your end? How's your weekend been?
So 5 o'clock here in Toronto. I know you're in Australia, which is crazy. I imagine 6, 7 morning over there.
Yeah, it's sort of early morning. Coming into winter, very different.
Yeah, well, yeah, but your winter, I'll take it. Ours sucks.
Yeah, no, well. Well, let me kind of just throw something out there really quickly to yourself. What can you tell everyone who's tuned in to have a look at the chat? What are the projects, or what project are you working on in the film space at the moment?
Sure. So basically, I mean, I can see the movies flasher, but your face is kind of fuzzy, James. Just so you know.
Yeah, I might.
Or maybe everyone in Australia is fuzzy. Joking.
No,
There you are.
I might
So,
use that. Yeah.
so here's the latest one. I do this sucker. That one with my buddy Lux in Vancouver. I don't know if Lux is watching right now. Lux, are you there? So we did this very smart because now with obviously with this COVID garbage going on in the world, or terrible going on in the world, I would think that the larger productions are basically at a huge halt right now. I know Hollywood is shut down. I know you were on one that was kind of stopped. I don't know how these things are going to get bonded for a giant film with big stars who just want to walk off set. I'm sure the lawyers are figuring it out. But I always like the indie world because you can kind of control it, do what you want, have fun, control the budgets, and you're not paying for giant monies for things to blow up. You can do it yourself. And the beauty is you can scale down the crew. So on Red Island in particular, we shot in Vancouver, parts of Vancouver, in Squamish, and I think near Port Moody, but Lux, chime in if I'm wrong. Hey, Justin, welcome to Mogul. Yo, Bobby. So that one we shot pretty damn cheap, and I paid for it myself on that particular one, and revenue was now starting to come in. It took about a year to get out there, and by the time, you know, there's no giant names in here, but we have a great cast, and she's an amazing film star now. She's actually in a Ewan McGregor film. I think it's a sequel to The Shining. Or no, not The Shining. It's a sequel of something. Look it up. I don't even know. And but you would know.
So I'll stop you right.
Yeah,
I'll stop you right there, Justin. A quick question. So
yeah.
what was the budget on Red Island?
Okay, so the budget was under $250,000, and we did everything. Lux, who's a genius. Yeah, sure. Lux is a genius. Wrote it, directed it. He was the DOP for it. He was the editor with some help. He was a color corrector, and he's a lighting guy because he's just technical at everything. So I'm like, Lux, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal. We'll go halvesies, and you just do everything and save the cost on 10 more people. So he did, and pretty amazing that he did that, and that saved us a lot of money. Probably saved us $100,000 in just cost alone right there. The creature we created cheap because we did it in Malaysia, overseas. That same creature, even though it's not in the movie a long time, it costs a fortune for effects. And we got quotes from like $75,000 to $95,000 US. We did it for like $17,000 US because we did it overseas.
So looking back at the production value, you said under $250,000.
Yes.
What do you think some people might have budgeted the film or inflated it at if other people had kind of put it out there?
I mean, I've seen a lot of movies, but I think it looks like, and I mean, truth is, it's probably under 200,000. I just have to add math up, and so I think it looks like a 750 film, you know, and that's what it cost somebody else. So our crew is down to, I mean, Lux will chime in, but down to like 11 people at some point, maybe 7 at some point. We really did it smart. I gotta keep looking up. Yes, I thought I've got my Renoir behind me, and look at Scoots this way. My new piece of art there, 1947 New York. Yes, he knows I'm an art collector. So we did it cheap because, you know, in the end, James, every dollar you spend on a movie, you have to get back like $1.30. You got sales fees. You've got, before going to all the shows around the world fees. And then you've got the brokers, and you've got the lawyers, and the bonding, and the contingency, and all the other garbage involved. So really, $1 is $1.30 you got to get back. So, you know, when people say, "Oh, I need $5 million," I'm like, "Great, I need a private jet right now. How do you get it back?" And so I work backwards.
Let me throw a question out there with you when you guys made this film. So let's say we're doing an indie film like this again, and we're trying to attach a well-known actor.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you guys draw in talent to work on the film when it's in that indie space? Besides using your
film? I think now is a unique moment in time because, you know, in the end, directors want to direct, writers want to write, actors want to act. So if an actor can't act, and I've got a buddy, I'll give a shout out to Corby in LA with Brown Bad Productions. So Corby's like the king of indie in LA. I don't know if you're on there, Corby, but you know, he has a magic ability, and with our friend Dave Phillips, who I brought on several times, has done on probably 15 movies on his own, all indie. So it doesn't mean that production is going to be lacking quality. It doesn't mean there's a lack of money. We're just not a studio film. So that same $2 million budget, really in a studio might be $7 million because they're used to doing everything bigger and they're paying people more. And the same actor that they're paying $3 million for, we might have paid $400,000 for. So, and how to get them? You know, it's tough. It's tough. You got to choose your windows. The agents can say he's busy. We can say, you know what, we only need him for 9 days. That's it. We'll pay him $500,000. We can't pay him $5 million, but we don't need him for a month and a half. Can you squeeze 9 days in? And I have this story for Nick Cage, and I have this story right now for Travolta we're trying to get for a movie, and we tried on several other actors also.
Can you share any of those stories?
Anything is possible. You just make a real offer, make sure the money's actually there, because Hollywood's so full of it, it's usually not there half the time. But make sure it's really there. You can prove you have it, either for an investor or yourself or what have you. You know, charge up your visas 10 times over. But don't do that. And yeah, so it doesn't mean you can't get a big star, because in the end, you know what? They want to win an award. So if they feel it's a great director and has a real shot, why not? You have nothing to lose. You have nothing to lose. What does it say?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to
you've got some fans on here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw this up for the audience. Again, just if my face goes fuzzy, Lisa or any of the guys on the chat, let me know. But this is Red Island shot. You said about 200,000 or just under $250,000.
Yes.
And how long did it take you guys to shoot this?
I would say Lux shot it out in the woods. About 11 to 13 days with one pickup day, because it was a big rain day in Vancouver. So it was a pickup day, which wasn't bad. The editing took a while, but I gave him this director's cut for 12 weeks. Anyways, I think I gave him 14 longer, because we're friends. And the prep took, usually you can pull off prep in 6 weeks. We probably pull off prep in 7-8 weeks. And by the time we had a distribution for it, which is a unified pictures, and for foreign we use Cardinal XD. Actually, I just got a check today, so thanks. And that's it. So most films, I would say, like Life Happens, took 19 days with 2 pickup days.
That's a great segue into my next question. So this is another film, and it seems like I got a bit fuzzy when I put this up. So I'm gonna put it up very quickly, and then I'm gonna take it down just so everyone can get nutty. So this is a film that you did, Kate Bosworth, Rachel Bilson, Jason Biggs, good cast. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that experience on Life Happens.
So basically, at that time, I was doing another movie in LA when I first got to LA, and someone told me a long time ago, if you want to be hot in town, be in pre-production, production, and post all at the same time. I just was by fluke. And I had 3 movies going at the same time, so it got me a lot of meetings. I had a great business partner at the time. We had a lot of fun going to different meetings, from ICM pitching Kevin Costner films to CA pitching movies to WME being there with what's her name, Lisa from Friends. It was a classic. And when Life happened, originally it was called BFF and Baby. So it was just, everyone says BFF. And they actually changed the name. I didn't even know until afterwards. And you'll see in the movie, there's a scene that Jeff says, and life happens. And, every movie always says the title. You just have to look for it. It was a lot of fun. We got WME actually pitched us on it, because I asked them, I said, what do you have for under $2.5 million that I can shoot for half of that? And the actors will take a haircut, because we're to shoot in LA. So the secret is, if you shoot a movie where they live, they don't have to hop on a plane. They don't have to pack their bags. They can generally drive themselves to work. They don't care for a pickup. And they're happy to go home at the end of the day. So that's my little advice to producers out there. If you have a movie, you think it's $4 million, you want to get some star, chances are they live in LA and New York, shoot in their town. You might not get the tax credits. You might not get the efficiency you wanted, but it's actually in LA. My buddy Dave Lipper just shot 2 movies in LA. I don't know if he's on there. And he did indie budgets, but he saved a fortune because he shot in Los Angeles when everything is accessible. And the actors were his friends. And the actors wanted to do the movie for cheaper because they're in town. They can drive the set for 6 hours and leave. So I told, when Life Happens happened, I told the agent that, hey, here's what we can afford, here's what we can do. We'll be shooting in 8 weeks' time, end of story, but you need to get your actors down 70, 80%, and we'll give them a cut of the film. So I gave them more back end than usual, and I took a haircut on my own back end. And it worked out.
What sort of shooting schedule? What sort of shooting schedule did you have in LA, like for that actual film? What sort of time
we
frame?
had 19 days. That's it. Originally, the budget was like 27 days, and I said, forget it. There's no money for that. And as the guy who's in construction my whole life, renovations, you know, I can understand budgets on that point of view. And my goal was to take a slice of every single line item, one by one by one by one, and make deals. From the trailer to the food, to the cameras, everything. Call them and say, hey, you know what? I can't do your $10,000. I'll do 9. Yes or no right now. And generally, 99% of them are going to say yes, especially in not good times, like right now. So if you're going to shoot a movie right now, you got the best timing in the world. You really do. Go on, sorry.
No. I just want to circle back to what you said, because I think that's like a really, really important thing you mentioned, which is you basically wanted to take off pretty much every part of the film. Correct me if I didn't interpret it right, but basically you just want to take off every part of the film you can, every aspect. You want to try and take money off that budget.
Well, yes, but spend it where you need to spend it. Don't sacrifice quality or content. Give the director the room they want, because producers and directors just fight. And the number one goal I'm going to say to people out there who want to make a movie is protect the money. It's the money that comes first. Protect the money. If you protect your investors' money, they'll come back to you. You screw them over, they'll never come back to you. So just be truthful. Yeah. Protect the money. If you can save, save. Tell them the truth. You can say, you know what? I need this bigger mansion to shoot at. They make the scene look that much bigger, the movie look that much bigger, and sell for that much more. Okay. So go to your investor, or if it's your own bank account, so be it, and make a decision. But don't take it from somewhere else necessarily. But you can cut deals. And if you're not good at cutting deals, you know what? Hire a line producer who can. So spend the extra money on a line producer who's amazing and say, you know what? I need deals. You have to find me $100,000 some way, somehow, and incentivize them. Say, I'll give you 10 grand on the side of the budget. Save me money. At the end of the day, and by the way, James, at the end of the day, if you save them money, they're going to love you for it. You have a bigger chance of making a profit.
Yeah. So did that film actually come in on budget, or was that over budget?
Not only come on budget. Well, I think it's a crazy story. Let's just say it came under the Justin budget, and it went over when they wanted to overspend on PR that was useless. Because we had 3 terrific names with Kate, Christian, and Rachel being all kind of pop girls and fashion girls. And at one point, there must have been 8 to 28 press a day, every single day on set, lining up to get their picture and talk to them. And we had like Mercedes give us cars, use our cars. Calvin Klein said, use our clothes. I had cell phone deals. I mean, we didn't have time to go to an ad agency to collect revenue off the movie and put a Coke can right there, or an IBM computer, because we only had 6 weeks, and these budgets are used up before. So when you see giant advertising films, chances are they cut those deals 6 months ahead of time, because the ad agencies have to spend the money way in advance. I didn't have that time, so we got a lot of free grub. And the girls were terrific. The sets were fun. I admit I got the base trailer because the hell with it. So I remember Kate Bosworth coming to my trailer. I had a big sucker, a kitchen, a bedroom, a TV, a shower. Big thing popped out, and when theirs were kind of smaller, and I wanted to save money there. But I remember she walked in the trailer and she's like, "Nice, Justin, nice." So I'm like, you know what? Come on in anytime you want. It's fine, use it. Because I think it's important, and I learned this lesson. While you're during production, it's your best chance to raise money for more production. And bring investors, bring your friends. It doesn't matter. It's your set. So as a producer, that's your best timing. I didn't learn it the hard way till after the fact. And, in hindsight, I would have just called everybody and say, look at this great movie I'm making. It came in under budget on my side. But at the end of the day, we all made money. Universal Lionsgate picked it up. We pitched a lot of different places. I remember Christian and I went into Lionsgate's offices. A lot of fun. They loved it from the trailer. And we made a great trailer. And it was generally what it was. And we're up. I would say the movie has profited a couple $1 million so far. I mean, and revenues keep coming. So the nice thing about a film, ABS, the nice thing about a film is the revenues are in perpetuity. So it goes on forever. Now, if you invested in Wall Street 30 years ago, you would laugh into the bank today. And it doesn't happen. I wouldn't tell someone to depend on back-end dollars and depend on their producing points. It's hard. It's hard. I'm getting in my life happens because we surpassed that. And that might lead to the next question, Dave. So I'll let you know. So here, as a producer, basically, after the budget's paid back, the investors are going to get their VIG. So usually it's 15 or 20% of what they put in. For argument's sake, let's say they put in $1 million. They're now owed, call it 20%, $1.2 million. Until they recoup their $1.2 million, you, the actors, your DP, your writer, your producer gets zero. But come $1 of that waterfall, and you usually use a third-party collection company like a Freeway or a Fidget House or a lawyer. If the first $1,000 comes in and you, James, own 5%, you'll get a check for your $50, and it just goes like that in a waterfall. And at that point, yes, you're getting back-end points, and everyone's taking their fees, and everyone's on a big CC email with 17 people on the email. People argue, but the beauty is it's already written in stone. And at the end of the day, yeah, you can see back-end points. It happens. What does it say? Sounds like just
that's a good point.
Yes. Because you know what? I'll answer that question because no offense, Hollywood, but so many of you are just full of it. And I can't stand that. And at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, just tell the truth. Tell the damn truth. And you'll raise more money that way as a producer. And don't be a one-hit wonder, one-hit show. And I'm not going to mention it, James, but it was a Nick Cage film that just got produced that I was supposed to be a part of. And at the end of the day, I didn't want any money. And I'll say this on record. I just wanted the due credit that was promised to me for making the introduction to Nick and his manager to a certain producer. And he didn't honor his word. And it's not nice, especially since there's a contract and proof. And this happened to another friend of mine who is a very big sales agent and a producer too. And it's not cool. So you know what? Like that makes me want to be more of a nice guy.
Let me throw just a segue to that. What's your best advice when people get the raw hand in Hollywood? What, in your experience, how do you like to handle that?
Justin Scorsese. Actually, well, I met Pacino. And if you look at my Facebook, you'll find me and Pacino together. That's a funny story too. And thanks Sylvia.
Not surprised.
And thanks to Sylvia and Romy for introducing me to Pacino. But say it again. Sorry, I didn't say. Sorry.
So your best advice when someone in Hollywood gets the raw deal done, how do you handle it?
Gets a bad deal done?
Yeah, like what you were saying with the Nick Cage deal.
I mean, look, it happens all the time. You know, a good friend, an old friend now, it's been 11 years, Jeff Rice. I always give him props because he's probably done 110 movies now. So everyone in Mogul knows Jeff. And I'm sure Jeff has way more stories than me of getting raw deals and this and that. You know what, but if you want to be a survivor, tell the truth, be tough, do what you got to do. If you're totally were wrong by somebody else and you have all the proof in the world, okay, you know what, you want to hire a lawyer. But that can be forever and cost a lot of money. A lot of people can't afford it and they just walk away. And it takes up energy in your life. So you have to decide what's worth it. Because usually for a producer, a film is 1 year of their life. And think of it that way. You can do 4 movies at one time, but you're involved for a year of your life. And what I recommend too is hire a post supervisor. It's hell. And I don't want to do that job. I've done it. It's not fun. I've been a line producer. It's fun for me because I like the numbers. Post supervisors, pay them the money. It's not fun. Let them deliver the movie. And we had to learn a lot on missing deliverables. And I think we're still missing some, but whatever. And go, you know what? And look, if times come back, the markets are open, AFM is open, it's fun. It's fun. Go to the market, pay the money, get your pass and walk in and knock on doors. Yeah. It's interesting.
Just quickly on those deals. I know you and I were talking off camera a couple of times about Bill and Ted Excellent's adventure, Keanu Reeves. Is there a story you want to share there?
Sure. So Keanu, God, you'll find a picture of us somewhere in Toronto. I don't know. I think the Toronto Star has, or someone's got it. years ago, I met him in the Four Seasons Hotel. It was TIFF, you know, that was what was happening back then. And I was a lot younger, still had all my hair. And I saw Keanu sitting there, and ironically, like right beside each other was a seat, and I sat there, and I didn't know who the hell it was. He had a beard on. I realized it was him. We started talking about music the entire time. I had a record label at the time. And we didn't talk about movies at all until the bill was coming, and we ordered shot. People are dropping off scripts. And I said, Keanu, I'll take care of it. I said, actually, you know what? You're making Matrix. You take care of the whole damn night. And so he laughed, and he took care of all the bills. That was it. I said goodbye. I gave him my card years ago. I run into him, and this has come to Bill and Ted's. I ran into him at the St. Regis Hotel in Toronto during Film Festival about a couple of years ago. Love Keanu. He's the best. And for the record, I would love to do it with Keanu, and we've tried. We've made offers for different kind of movies. I made him a $4 million offer. I made him a $6 million offer, but you know what? They can pick and choose whatever they want. So I met him at the St. Regis Hotel with my friend Maria. Saw him sitting down, and no one was there. It was just empty. And I said, Maria, watch this. I went right to the table, and I go, I like this, Keanu. He's like, hey, where was that? And I said, don't you remember your band, your dog band, what the hell it's called? All night talk music and girls coming up with scripts. And this. He's like, oh, yeah. And before that, I saw him. I made him an offer on a movie with my buddy Gabe in Vancouver. I was telling you about Gabe. And I told him, I said, Keanu, your agent kind of screwed it up and didn't get it to you, this and that. It was totally up your alley. The money was correct, what he wanted. And I said, don't worry about it. I'll come to Bill and Ted. And he walked out of the room like, are you sure? It's not my fault. Are you sure? Like this? And he looked like, you know, from Bill and Ted's. And I kind of laughed, thinking, you know, he's like 20 years ago, like this, going like this. I said, don't worry. It's not your fault. But I should have got the picture, but I didn't get it. And he walked out the door, and that was it. A year later, it's brought to me, what? How much did he get paid to be? And then a year later, I can't read this far. A year later, it brought me Bill and Ted 3. I saw the budget for everyone else. It's on my computer, the budget. I've got it. Long story short, the producer wanted $20 million US. My buddy Gabe and I in Vancouver raised $16 million. We did our math. We love it. We love the movie, but most young people didn't know what it was. That's just reality. So the audience wasn't there that they thought necessarily would be there, this young generation. I would line up to go see it. Even though I don't go to movie theaters, I would have gone because I'm a fan of that. I read the script. Look, I'm no expert, but I didn't think it was as funny as the first one. I kept saying, where's the words excellent or bogus? Where are those words in here? Wasn't enough of the funny stuff. Wasn't enough of guitar riffs. But I made the offer for $16 million. Keanu was taking $1 million. Alex Winter was taking $1 million. Producer was taking $1 million. Director was taking $1 million. My buddy Paul Hazen was involved helping us out. His line producer did all these budgets. We did day in, day out. We had all these schedules before anybody knew anything. Before the studio saw we had it all. At the end of the day, the producer wanted more money for the movie, and all I could get was 16 million, maybe 17. And I wanted like basically nothing. I said, give me the credit. Let me produce it in Toronto. Let me help get everything for free. It's his hometown, Keanu. He would love to do it here in our city, where I am right now. And I thought we had a real shot, and it didn't work out. And I heard they raised more money, and I wish them luck. And I hope it makes more. But that was it. That was the story. And I haven't ran into him again. If I do, I'm going to go like this.
What's your advice for any of the filmmakers watching right now to try and get Keanu attached to their project? Is there any inside knowledge you can give us?
Vera's Burgers in Vancouver, the best burgers ever. Except I haven't had one in a long time. Where's my Coca-Cola dollars? That's hard. You need to, so nowadays, and what I'm being told even, it's director driven. So actors want to work for the directors. So you have to have a good enough director with a good enough slate behind his name or something special to attract a star like that. Because in the end, they're going to say, okay, we like the script, but who the hell is your director? If it's Bob Schmo, they might not know who that is. If it's someone big, okay, so be it. I mean, I'm not the expert of that, but again, I wouldn't say offer the quote, because if you call his agent or whomever's actor's agent, how much? First of all, they might just blow you off altogether. Secondly, they have an obligation for the assistants to get back to you. So you send an offer and they're going to obligate to get back to you if it's real. And they'll just say, sorry, not available, or we want $10 million. Where in reality, someone else might get them for $2 million. And it depends what the actor wants to do. If the actor wants to make the movie, he'll make the movie. He'll tell his agents, make this work out.
Right. Well, just on that, I'm going to put this up on the screen quickly. You can tell us a little bit about this project. This one here. This is with James Franco in New York.
Sure. So that was brought to me by my friend Jeff Rice, who's your friends, and Jeff Most. And congrats, Jeff. Muzzle, the new baby Ari. Today, right, Most? Today? I can't read this far. What are you doing when? What?
We'll go.
Oh,
Ren had a movie with Keanu attached, so if she wants to tell us about that movie, we can circle back to that.
Hell yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you that. So with James Franco, long story short, it was brought to me. I was looking for another movie budget to do. It was $1 million budget. Well, actually, it was less. I think it was $650 and change at first. It was SAG, low budget SAG. It just kept being over, and the post went over. Not that the shooting was. We qualified for the low budget SAG. I think it was $725 with the right extras. We shot in New York. Problem was, he got paid very little. So did Kathleen Keener, so did Alan Cummings, so did David Strachan. Very, very little, extremely little. Like, if this is $10,000 in a stack, that's what they roughly got. But they owned a huge percentage of the movie. They own a big percentage. We had to give them 25% of ownership of the film, which is very rare for the actors to get. And Franco does 40 low-budget student films, which ours is probably one of those. He does these giant films. If you watch the roast, they'll say 1 for me, 5 for him, 1 for everyone else, which is true.
Correct. Yeah.
So it just came together. I didn't know the guy. We went out one night with his brother David. One night, nice guy. I didn't see that last. What was that last comment? I didn't see that. I don't know.
Let's go back to it. It says Ren was talking about. You know what? We might. You keep talking, Justin, and I'll circle back to this question with Ren just in a moment.
Okay. So Franco, basically, I got the movie funded. I went to my business partner at the time and said, "Here's what it's going to cost." Now, I didn't recommend it because I didn't like the script. I didn't recommend it, and dramas have a hard time making money. It was beautifully shot, two cameras on film. But we could have gone digital like we did in Life Happens. They want an actual film, which costs a fortune more.
So like 16 millimeter. It's like 16 millimeter.
It costs a fortune more, not necessary. But the film does look stunning. So if you watch Maladies on, I think, Netflix or whatever, Apple, it does look great. It's a period piece, so it does look amazing. And everything was perfect on the looking of the film. We sold it to Tribeca Films, did a lot of film festivals, got a lot of press. In the end, the profit wasn't there. And I warned them. I said, you can't spend too much money. And this was a giant production. Helicopters, original music from stars, 2 cameras. I mean, if it was, and I walked away. In the end, we got along. And I said, you know what? I'll walk away from this thing. I'll have my fun in New York City, which I did. I went shopping, went on set. So the funny thing about James is when we went on set, it was at the Goodfellas Diner. The actual diner Goodfellas. I mean, that was cool. As a fan, that was cool. I got to sit there, the same damn menus, I think, 4 years later. And I got to be there, and James is there in his little corner. And Catherine's doing her scene all dressed up as her character. And I'm behind the camera, and I see James melding the words. And so I point in the corner, I go, "Do you know their words?" He nods, yes. So the guy must be some kind of genius. He knows all their lines. Because he was literally melding Catherine's lines. I'm like, I can't remember one line in a damn script, and he's melding the lines. And nice guy. And I wasn't there on set enough, but it was, I'm happy it's on my slate. Film.
As a board and just jumped in with a great question, Justin. Please name your top 5 actors.
Who are the top 5 actors? Me. I don't know.
Would James Franco be in the top 5?
I don't know. Forget it. But I'll tell you a funny story because I'll admit this. I don't read scripts really in advance. That's just my money. What I like to do is I like to do script readings. When I did a movie in Toronto called Shark City years ago, we held a script reading in LA when I first got there, and my buddy Dave Phillips, who was there, and Samantha brought him. Just to read. He was so damn funny. He reminded me of Chandler from Friends. He was so damn funny. Oh, David, you got to have a part. I literally created the part for him. I just made that for him. I go, you need to do this because you're that funny. And I like script readings because you get a chance to hear everybody's reaction. You make notes. And reading it yourself, you might find something funny that I won't, and vice versa. But if you have 10 people in a room, you kind of hear it laughs, kind of hear it sucks, kind of hear it's good. We did this for Life Happens.
The energy is very different, isn't it, than just
very,
say
very
a two-person reading.
And look, if you watch, last night I just bought on Apple TV the extended version of Rock of Ages. I'm an 80s nutcase. I love 80s. I love one-hit wonders. So I watched the extended version, and you see which scenes they cut out that made sense. So there's always edits, of course, because that's what you do, and it makes sense, and actually they're good cuts. But it was fun to watch the extended version because you're generally filming 8 minutes for every 1 minute on camera, or 16 minutes for every 1 minute on camera. If you're a big production, who the hell knows? 10 days for every 1 minute, who the hell knows? But I like doing the readings because it's a lot of fun. So the truth is, I didn't read Life Happens before the reading. It was read to me, and it was funny. I don't like reading them. I want to hear it out loud because I'm a visual guy, and I talk.
Well, you want to get the experience rather than just basally read.
Yeah, so I remember we were, the big thing at WME. All the actors were there. There must have been 30 people in the room, and almost reminds me of the scene in Yesterday, that Beatles movie. And he's great. When everyone's in that room, and they say you should be like this. It was a room like that, James. It was like that room, and everyone was that many people there. And remember, they got to a certain part of the script. It was funny, this and that. And they were, Justin, what do you think of this one? I'm like, oh, that's good. I didn't read the damn thing. But I knew I'd make money, and I knew I'd be a good producer on it because at the end of the day, I told my business partner, I said, you know what? We just bought the smallest house on the block. And I know from real estate, you don't want to buy the mansion, nothing else is the mansion. Buy the small house, renovate it, make it into everything else. And that's what we did.
We're almost out of time, Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because your advice, your stories are fantastic. So what I'm going to propose to anyone who's watching, anyone that's got a question, now's the time to propose it to Justin.
Well, I'll do this. So
this
was a lot of fun with my friend Jamie Kennedy. So Jamie and I know each other a long time, and this was a laugh with all these stars here. And Harlan Williams is also a friend. And I did distribution for them for Canada and Australia. And I distributed in Canada and Australia. And we had a lot of fun. Jamie and I are friends to this day.
Good to see you.
Yeah, and then this was hilarious. My buddy Dan Eisen directed this. And Harlan is hilarious. We're still friends. Harlan, the Tim Hortons that you like is now closed because of all this stuff here in Toronto. And I was going to tell you, James, the segue for the real estate thing. If you want to just tell me real brief, I can tell you.
Yeah, no, we'd love to hear. Again, Lyric and the guys that just joined, we're down to probably the last question.
Okay.
Ren's thrown in a quick question. How do you see the industry changing this year? I will circle back to the real estate question if you want to quickly answer that one, Justin.
Sure. So I just think that because of this whole situation in the world, production's halted, things have stopped. It's going to be hard to make a movie. I think indie will take over Hollywood, and who knows how long they'll last. It's probably great for a lot of people. Bad for the studios, bad for big paychecks. Hopefully they get their act together and things get going safely, and Hollywood opens up. That's it. I mean, it's anyone's guess.
Yeah. Ren, can you talk to us about the Keanu Reeves film that you said he's attached to, that you've got him attached to? See if she replies to that. And Justin, your real estate expertise, pushing into a real estate show. Can you talk to us about that?
So roughly, well, I guess I can say the name. Rent It or Sell It. All these real estate shows are on HGTV and Bravo and Do It Yourself Network and CNBC Prime. And I don't think any of them tell the truth about anything. So mine is about commercial mixed residential real estate, store on the bottom, apartments on top, building them from scratch. Yes, we can chat on video. Building them from scratch.
You'll have to type the question, Ren. I think there's just two. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just
and it's just going to be it's going to be me talking about the realities of building real estate in Toronto with self funds basically, and project by project. So James has seen a couple of funny clips, and that's to be continued. And then
they're very good, very good.
Quick,
all right.
Real quick, hopefully we have a movie, Bad Company, that takes off with Tony Hitchcock directing. It's a $4 million budget. We've so far have interest from Travolta, and the offer's been accepted, but not. We're working on the numbers. That's very important for foreign sales. We need to know what our sales we work before we even start. And another thing for producers, know what your film will sell before you start making it, because work backwards in your budgets. And generally, the American domestic should cover your shortfall, and then you're okay. And then we have a Christmas movie called Pennies from Heaven, where Dave Lipper wrote it, and we're going to shoot in Ontario, and we're a $1.3 million budget. We're waiting for our Ontario grant. We're this close to get. We're shooting in Sault Ste. Marie, and that's our next films, hopefully this year. What does that say?
Excellent. I was going to say, I'm going to quickly throw these two at you, Justin, these two questions. Lyric said, how would you use Mogul as an independent producer? The Mogul platform, the community, how would you use it as a producer?
Okay, so I obviously spread the word, Lyric. Hey, buddy. I spread the word, Gaurav. I spread the word through your platform. Try to get some digital views that you guys were telling me about, and Kevin was telling me how you do that. I'm no expert in this whatsoever. But I would just come to you and say, hey, we have a new movie. Here it is. Do what you got to do digitally and get it out there and get opinions. And help, and maybe, for that matter, help me. You know, I would even say I would come to you pre-production wise and say, you know what? Do your people like this part of the script or that part of the script or this actor or that actor? Give them the choice. Yeah.
And the good thing as well with Mogul is the community actually has an opportunity for you to be able to interact with different talents. So, for example, as a producer, if you're trying to get hold of an actor quickly for a scene, or if you're trying to locate a good DP, you can actually showcase your profile on the community and direct message as well, which is good too.
Cool.
One more, Justin. It says, can we talk about CastCaller?
Yes. So CastCaller, so CastCaller.com. So we have about 100,000 members right now. Think of us like LA Casting or Now Casting, or even IMDb for that matter. And I like to be, for our site, there's auditions on there for a lot of extras. It's hard to get agents these days or every day. And we have a very good platform on CastCaller to sign up through Facebook or sign up through Instagram and your social media and be seen. And we've had auditions there from, what's it, James? We've had auditions there from Amazing Race to a Courtney Cox show to Star Wars posted auditions on our site. So it's real. It's all over the world. Our site is unique because it posts all over the world. You can pick your city, literally pick your city. Where most of them are LA, Vancouver, Toronto, New York. Ours, you can pick your city. And people can post for a music video. You can post to have your dog in a scene. You can post whatever you want. And we're having a community of people and actors that can hopefully get them jobs. And we're growing. Yes. And our goal is to be at a million members by the end of this year. That's our goal.
I think that's the great thing about Hollywood and obviously the digital platform and what you guys are doing, what Mogul's doing, is it's about connecting people regardless of the region they're in, like worldwide, instead of just being, well, you had to live in Burbank to do an audition in Burbank or LA to do an audition.
And now everything is auditioned on tape. Obviously, they have no choice as actors. But CastCaller is a good platform. Just like Now Casting, just like IMDb, we're just another platform for this. But I like to say we're catering to people who don't have agents. Who want to take that next step.
Yeah. Justin, it's been amazing to chat with you. Is there anything you wanted to quickly mention? Because obviously with Instagram Live, they give you a maximum amount of time to talk.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Justin,
forget it. Hopefully Toronto has a film. Hopefully TIFF is on this year for Toronto Film Festival. I have no idea. We have no idea. And it's one of the world's greatest festivals. And I feel like you can get in the door and meet a lot of actors and a lot of producers. Certainly a great place for a producer to come out to Toronto. And if it's not happening this year, heck with it. I'm going on the yacht in Croatia.
Dustin, it's always a real pleasure to chat with you. For anyone, we just had a chat with Justin Levine, very talented film producer, CastCaller co-founder, Stardust Pictures. Justin, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks very much for coming on Mogul Live.
Soon. Go back to bed.
Talk to you soon.
It's too early there.
So guys, just before we quickly sign out, just making a mention, we've got some really exciting guests on Mogul Live, including Yaplap Casting founder Catherine Courtney Poulter. We have David Cormican, Emmy-winning nominated producer Cindy Cowan, Emmy-nominated and winning producer, as well as Josh Glower, who's very highly sought after in the reality TV scripted space. They're all coming up this month. head to mogulproductions.com. And then starting next month, we have a very big announcement as well with a guest coming on, which I'll talk about next time. But it's been fantastic to chat with you guys. Justin Levine, head to mogulproductions.com. But also, if you'd like to have a look at this interview, you can head to YouTube as well. Have a great day. Thank you.